I'm actually representing here two entities. One is Collective Ministry of Space, and I'm part of it. I co-launched it in 2010. And another is the initiative. Now it became a social movement called Ne davimo Beograd, which means Don't Let Belgrade Drown. The first thing, Ministry of Space, is related to the commons. When we started, to urban commons, actually. When we started, we were interested into managing of public property, because Belgrade inherited so many public property that is not used for years, and it's kind of presenting the image of the city. And there are initiatives how to use the space, but there are no policies how to make it possible. That's one problem. So we started with squatting buildings, making cultural and social centers, and after that taking some bureaucratic steps and some policy proposals in recent years. And another thing is related to the privatization of Belgrade waterfront area and the city center by the Abu Dhabi investor. It's 100 hectares of area that is going to be developed as a luxurious residential area, also some office places, shopping malls, and highest tower in that part of Europe. So we are kind of opposing it for already 2 years. We had 7 massive protests on the streets. Around 30,000 people joined the protests. And now there is a kind of a decision to maybe go like the way Spanish people decided to go, to enter the institutions and to try also to fight and make policies through the institutions. We actually started the school, the program called the Studies of Commons in Belgrade, Ministry of Space, and 2 more collectives, where we actually want to present the cases of good practices that are coming from Europe and try to figure out the model for the local context. And then go to have the discussions with the decision makers and with the local experts, because in one point you reach your limits with whatever, making your own models, trying different things in the practice, but in one point you have to bring on the table your knowledge and have the decision makers on the other side. So I was inspired yesterday by the cases from Barcelona, where they explained how institutions has to be involved. And actually, we also have to think that the commons should not be like the case per se. So it has to go into different policies as well. So it should be a wider topic to be discussed, not the particular thing that we are fighting for. And also to think how it's related to the market, because it's always, it can always jeopardize you. So you have to be aware that it's also something on the other side, and how it's not going to be hijacked from the market. So it's kind of difficult thing, but it's also a hot topic, and now it looks like it can be the only way you can fight the neoliberal development of the city and the privatization of everything that we have. It's very difficult to define what commons are actually. Because it's related to the self-management model from the Tito's Yugoslavia, and people are traumatized with that period somehow. So everything that was socially owned was actually considered as a publicly owned, so no one cared about it. And now you have to make a new narrative which will gather people again about the topic of the commons and how we can share and how we should be responsible about the things and how we are going to manage them in the future. I like this meeting because there are so many people dealing with the same stuff at the same place at the same moment, so you can share your experiences, you can share your traumas as well, your failures, your mistakes, and learn from each other. But what I'm thinking is that the first step is to fight for it on the local level. I think that the first instance that citizens can reach is the local level, so that's the point where you have to break the boundaries and then talk about the national or European level. And also we are not part of EU yet, so there is not much we can do in that sense. But the local level for me is the most important one, the one that you have to collaborate with. What I found interesting is actually the discussion about how it should be. I think it came from Italy, the suggestion that the commons should enter different policies. so not defined by one. Also that the commons should be defined firstly on the local level. I was also kind of curious about the discussion around the collaborative economy, which was, let's say, the concept was attacked at it's not a common. So I would like to hear the explanation, but there was no time for discussion, and I'm very sorry there was no time to discuss it. But the cases that were presented are the cases that are very important for all of us. For example, the housing issue, the first case that was shown, then about the urban commons, the one that maybe inspired me the most, and also about the global warming and the natural commons. That is something that we still don't, in Serbia, don't take care about it, but it's also a burning topic.